I set the fire alarm off. Hello, welcome back. It is currently Saturday evening, and this week I'm going to be taking you along for how I meal prep for an entire week. This week I'm going to be doing a full 2 weeks of meals, maybe more. I'm not sure exactly how long it's going to last us, but it's going to be a total of 55 servings. We'll be freezing these instead of refrigerating them like we usually do, so it'll last longer. We don't have to worry about things going bad. So I don't usually count like macros and calories on a specific day to day, but I do know generally what the calories and macros are for what I'm eating. I did plan the calories and macros for these meals, at least just so I have a general idea of what I'm going to be eating when I pick something out. So this week I'm going to be making 5 distinct meals. So the first one is a chicken and ranch high protein pasta that's like based with like cottage cheese and stuff like that, and it is 550 calories with 67 grams of protein, 48 grams of carbs, and 9 grams of fat. And then the second one, we've got a lemon pepper chicken and rice. That's 495 calories, 40 grams of protein, 52 grams of carbs, and 15 grams of fat. Then we've got taco potato bowls that are 475 calories, 50 grams of protein, 47 grams of carbs, and 11 grams of fat. And then 2 different burritos this week. The first one is a cheeseburger burrito. It's basically just ground beef and a little bit of fat-free cheese and stuff. And that one is 430 calories, 45 grams of protein, 40 grams of carbs, and 6 grams of fat. And then we've got birria and rice burritos, 450 calories, 45 grams of protein, 40 grams of carbs, and 6 grams of fat. They're all a little bit on the lower calorie side than what I would usually make for meals. I'll usually supplement with like yogurt or a protein shake, or some sourdough bread if I need more carbs, or fruit or something like that if it's on the lower side. And then I'm also going to be making my batch of bagels that I make every week for my lunches, and then also a loaf of sourdough bread for my breakfasts. If you're interested to see how I put these things together in a full day of eating, come back soon and I'm going to do a full video on my full day of eating. So we will see you tomorrow morning when we head to the grocery store. My sourdough has been sitting on the counter overnight, so now it's time to shape it and for it to go back in the fridge so it can continue to ferment all day, and then I will bake it this evening. Okay, so I'm shaping this into an oval. I'm not the best at shaping, but I've been getting a lot better. You want to get a lot of surface tension, and you want it to be as kind of like formed as possible so that when you bake, it kind of like rises up instead of just like turning into a completely flat loaf. I pretty much just use this for my breakfasts. And 1 loaf will be enough for me to get through the week. So there she is. On our way to the grocery store, we're gonna stop at Sam's Club first and try to get as much as we can there, just in bulk. And then we're going to go to Publix and get the remainder of the things that we either couldn't find at Sam's or that we just need in small quantities. Just got back from grocery shopping, and we're gonna see everything that we got. Okay, so you can see the majority of our groceries there in the background. When we were traveling, we tried to use the vast majority of the things that we had in our fridge and in our cupboard. So we've been back for 2 weeks now, and we used the majority of everything that was left. So this is not standard for our normal groceries, but this should last us. I mean, some of it will last us a couple weeks, some of it will last us longer, but this is everything that we got this week to meal prep for this week, and then to meal prep for some things down the line that are more in bulk, and you'll see in just a minute. So we got all of our meats. We had some frozen ground beef, but we needed a little bit more, so we just got a little bit. We usually get the giant tubes from Sam's Club, and then freeze the leftover, but we had some leftover and we just need a little bit, so we got this. And then we're slow cooking some beef, so this is almost exactly the amount we needed. Got some chicken breast, turkey bacon for my bagels. We got some crab. Cam likes to snack on that. And then we've got some salmon bites that Cam also likes to snack on. We got a Ninja Creamy, so we've been making some like healthy ice cream. So we got Jell-O, pudding powder, Fairlife milk for those, freaking cottage cheese, hates to see us coming. We use that in like everything. Some mozzarella for our burritos. And then we're gonna try out this new recipe for mac and cheese, a high protein mac and cheese, but we need this as the base. Always, always, always keep this on hand. Also a mix-in for our little high protein sweet treat. Bone broth to add some protein to our rice. We needed more olive oil, so we got that. Some seasonings. Cam can't live without sriracha, so we got that. And then what looks like a very measly bit of produce, but we drink reds and greens, so I know we should eat probably more vegetables, but just fill up volume in your stomach. And if you're like me and have a hard time eating the amount of calories that you actually need to eat, vegetables are like the first thing to go, because I can't eat that much in one sitting.
And you can't forget the flowers.
It is 2:04 right now, and I'm trying to be done by 4:30. So we will see how that prepping the beef that we're gonna put in the slow cooker, and now I've got to measure 108 ounces of chicken that we're gonna use for a chicken pasta and like a chicken and rice, lemon pepper chicken and rice. Alexa, how many pounds is 108 ounces of chicken?
8 ounces of chicken is about 6.7.
I'm gonna marinate 24 ounces of lemon pepper chicken in my marinade. Mix it all up and let that sit for at least 30 minutes. Now I'm gonna season the chicken breast for our chicken pasta. Sunday, when I'm doing all this meal prep stuff, I always feel like I'm on an episode of like Top Chef or something. Not because my food is that good, but just because of the absolute chaos. It probably seems really calm right now, and in this moment it is relatively calm because I'm in the early stages, got everything organized. But when I've got the rice going, the pasta going, all the meats cooking, trying to proof bagels at the same time, it turns into absolute mayhem, and I'm just losing my mind. Trying to not burn anything, trying to not overcook anything, trying not to forget any ingredients. I appreciate it later in the week, but on Sundays, it can be a little bit crazy. I'm not a big believer in like hacks and stuff, but I will say the one thing that has really helped us in like getting enough protein in and getting enough carbs in is using bone broth to cook rice in, because it has per cup 8 grams of protein in it. So when we cook our 2 cups of rice, we're gonna use 4 cups of this, and that's an extra 32 grams of protein, which over the course of several meals isn't a ton, but every little bit counts, and it does make a difference. I usually listen to audiobooks while I meal prep. It just makes the time pass and it's really enjoyable. But I cannot find my headphones anywhere. Found them. I cannot be the only person who gets super paranoid that they're gonna undercook chicken. And I know you're not supposed to, but I always like cut into it just to look and make sure there's no pink. So we end up with overcooked chicken most of the time. I'd much rather eat slightly dry overcooked chicken than get freaking salmonella. Okay, I just finished cutting up the chicken for our pasta, and now I'm gonna go ahead and do the lemon parmesan chicken. Even though I've been putting it off because I really hate cooking chicken on the stove. Gonna oil this bad boy up. It's currently 3:47. So I've got like an hour left in my time that I was hoping to be done by. And I've got to cook, I still have to cook the ground beef for 2 different things, this chicken, and make my bagels, and then pasta. So hopefully, if I am locked in and efficient, I can get all of that done in that amount of time. This is when I start to feel like I'm on Top Chef or something, because I've got 2 things of rice going, I'm cooking chicken, I'm about to start cooking one of the things of ground beef. I've got my slow cooker going, I've got my pasta prepped, and I've got, that was hot. I've got my potatoes in the oven. And soon, I'm gonna take one of these things of rice off of the stove so I can cook my pasta. Once my chicken's done, I'm gonna use that pan to cook my other set of ground beef. So I'm gonna have like 17 different things going at once, which is efficient, but also stressful. My sister's cat has found a hiding spot that made me almost have a heart attack the first time I found him, and now I'm gonna show you where he is. Hello, Rue. No, this is not me condoning having animals in the kitchen or letting the cats on the counters, but there's only so much I can do, and he's pretty much minded his own business and out of the way up there, so to each their own. I set the fire alarm off. This is how we try to get our fire alarm to turn off. We fan the sensor and open the windows and turn on the fan. This happens at least once every single time we're cooking. Okay, finally have everything prepped, and now it's time to package it all up. It is 6 p.m. and I'm shaping my bagels. So I was pretty far off the mark with my estimate and my hope for how long this was going to take. But what I will say is that all of my packaged meals, my container meals, are finished. So that counts for something. And those were done like at 5. So I feel like that is close enough. The only things that I have left to do are finish shaping these bagels and then bake them. My sourdough is in the oven right now, so that should be done pretty soon. Hi, buddy. This Figsy coming to say hi. He comes to hang out with me a lot in the kitchen. We just have to roll some burritos, which I've got the filling for one of them completely done, but the other one is in the slow cooker, and that was one of the things I started at the beginning of the day, which is good, but it's still gonna probably take like another, I don't know, maybe like 45 minutes to be ready. So I'm gonna wait for that to be done, and then I might put it in the fridge overnight and roll those burritos tomorrow because they have to be cool before I put them in the tortillas or else they're gonna be really soggy. So I'll probably do those ones. I might do those ones tomorrow evening. But other than that, as you can see from my tower, got most of the stuff done. I'm almost done, and we're gonna have quite a lot of meals at the end of this. Okay, we're on to one of our final steps of the night. Finally rolling some burritos. And I do this a lot where I use the scale and tear it out, like zero it out, and then like I know how much I need, so I let it go negative. So I need 190 grams of filling. So I zero it out and then I scoop out until it says negative 190, and then I know I've gotten my filling. We're rolling the last of our burritos, and then we're gonna take the bread out of the oven, bagels are gonna go in, and that's it. We're done. Maybe. I'm probably gonna think of something else to do, but we're almost there. Now that's a good looking loaf of bread. I feel like Hagrid from the one scene in Harry Potter where he pulls the egg out, you know? It's my baby. We are finally done. Start to finish, that all took, well, it's 7:10 right now. Started at like, I don't know, what did I say, 150 or something? So, 5.5 hours of stuff. Yeah, that was a lot. I'm tired. It is a massive chore. It takes a lot of time, but the benefits far outweigh the amount of time and effort it takes to meal prep because you're gonna have to make food. You're either gonna make food or you're gonna go spend money and you're gonna eat unhealthy things. So in my book, it's so much better to just do it up front. Actually, I do enjoy cooking. Maybe not for 5.5 hours straight for meal prep, but it is something that's necessary. And I do get to bake in there, and I really like baking. I've been making bagels for the past 2 years. I have one every single day. Literally every single day I have a bagel for lunch. And I've really gotten into sourdough recently too, so I've been making those loaves. This week, for the meal prep, we made 55 total meals and like total servings, but we made the lemon pepper chicken rice, chicken bacon ranch mac and cheese, burrito burritos, cheeseburger burritos, oh, and the taco potato bowls, which ended up being kind of a taco potato casserole because we ran out of meal prep containers, so we're just gonna have to portion that one out after it's cold, which is fine. Yeah, so five different meals. I made the bagels, I made the sourdough. Those are for my breakfast and lunches, and then everything else. It's gonna be breakfast, lunch, and dinner for Cam, and lunch and dinner for me. Everything is about 500 to 600 calories per serving, 40 to 60 grams of protein depending on the thing, 40 to 70 grams of carbs, and then like 4 to 10 grams of fat per thing. So I know every night when I go pick out something, it's gonna be good. Hopefully you enjoyed coming along with me. Hopefully it inspires you to be a little bit healthier, spend a little bit less money eating out, to be more intentional with food, and to see that how much you can do if you just put in a little bit of effort. It can be so beneficial. It can be so beneficial. I'm a huge believer in meal prep. And now my week is going to be so chill. Thanks for joining along. Hopefully I'll see you next time. And hopefully you meal prep.
Days at